Why did we come to St. John's Day School?
Oh boy, I couldn't wait to get to St. John's. I applied for the position here, and I prayed and asked that God would bring me here. And one of the reasons I wanted to come to St. John's was because of the St. John's Day School.
I didn't know of an Episcopal church that had a preschool at the time. We had the rooms that just sat here every day, and the rooms that you go to school in, and it just seemed kind of a waste not to give this a try and see if there was a need for us.
We had just moved from a little town in Connecticut, way up north. And when we moved to Lynchburg, we were impressed with what was then new addition that had been put on to the church. It's a shame that this place is only used once a week on a Sunday. I think this would make a wonderful space for a day school.
My son was ready to start school. He came to school here, and it was when he started school here that I started teaching here.
Was it hard to make St. John's Day School?
The biggest challenge was finding the head of school.
Mary Ann was a godsend. You know, she was an earth mother type.
Because we had no school.
You know, and just was really, really good. And she was right for the school at that time.
There was no furniture, there was no toys.
You know, I mean, she really was, because we started off with little kids.
And luckily, we had the right person.
What are you most proud of at St. John's?
One of the things that I'm really proud of since I've been here is strengthening the bond between the church, St. John's Church, and St. John's Day School. The other rectors who have been before me have also worked to do that, to bridge between the church and the school, because that's a really important part of who St. John's Church is.
I had some, of course, background in preschool because I had taught, but I certainly had never started one, and it was a whole different role.
But the 30 years of experience, I've learned a lot. I've worked with many teachers, and I've kind of learned about their teaching styles. And I've also become a better listener to children's needs and their expectations.
I have taught many students over the years, and I find it fun to go around town and see many of the students and the families that I have taught over the years, whether it's at Kroger or at Maitland's Ice Cream or wherever we may be. And it's always fun to see what they are doing and accomplishing. I hope that St. John's Day School brings them fond memories. And I hope that the time that you did spend here gave you a foundation of feeling loved and knowing that you can achieve and do big things.
How is working with us bring you closer to God?
Since I've been at the day school, I've learned to see St. John's through the eyes of people like you.
You know, obviously I've always been a member, baptized there, all that wonderful things, but it actually brought me closer to I think, to my church, to the different ministers, because I had to work one-on-one with them.
I grew up as an only child, so I didn't have any brothers or sisters. And so for me, being around little kids is kind of new and scary at first. But now I feel so much stronger in my faith because of you all.
We read in the Bible that Jesus invites the little children to come to him. And so Jesus sees such purity and goodness in young children, and I do too. I get a glimpse of God and God's wonderful creation in little kids. All the children, they're different, they're unique in their own personalities, and yet there's still something the same about them, right? Because we're all part of one human family. So I get glimpses of God every time I'm with the children in the day school.
What is your favorite thing about St. John's?
My favorite thing about St. John's are the people of St. John's, for sure. I love the people that I work with.
The working environment has always been very pleasant and harmonious, and it's nice to hear the children laughing and
Pranks that Mr. Todd does. I love the laughs that we have together.
There was never a day that I did not want to go to work. And I don't think many people could say that, and I even think about, like, there was times where I was like in a bad mood that morning. I'd walk into the preschool and it just instantly made me happy. And I think it's just seeing all the kids, all the children, and I love all the teachers. Like, I don't know, it was just, it was a super happy place for me.
I love St. Nicholas Day. It's one of my favorite evenings of the year when we have almost 100 young people here to celebrate and get ready for the Christmas season and learn about St. Nick.
Do you have anything to say to the kids of St. John's?
I do have something to say. I wonder if my biggest hope was ever realized, which was somehow to telegraph the idea that you are as much a child of God as Jesus ever was, and your life is as valuable, and there's nothing you can ever do that would make a difference in the way God loves you.
Well, to current students, I would say, listen to Miss Amy and to your teachers. And, gosh, I don't know, to past students, just be who you are and be as successful as you can be, and be kind. I guess for this day and age right now, be kind and love everyone.
I would say to our alumni, there is no better time than now to find a way that you can support St. John's Day School. Maybe you're a middle schooler and you want to help with some of our children's events at St. John's. Maybe you're in high school and you're old enough to help the families with little kids and babysit them. Maybe you're in college or just starting work and you might think about giving a gift to help other people have the same experience you did in preschool.
If St. John's Day School doesn't do anything else for you, I hope that it tells you that you are loved so much you can't even see straight.
Can we get rid of cleanup time?
Cleanup time is very important because if we don't clean up after ourselves, who will?
Well, cleanliness is next to godliness, so we've been told, because God put everything in order. God has everything sort of sorted out, if you will. And so we want to be more like God. And so it's important that we have cleanup time.
there has to be a cleanup time sometime, right?
Oh, I hate cleanup time. I totally think we can get rid of cleanup time. Cleanup time is essential. It keeps our school clean and tidy. Cleanup time is my favorite time of the day.